If you've ever wished you could serve a little justice to someone who just wouldn't stop making your life miserable, smash that like button right now. Subscribe for more stories like this and settle in, because you're about to hear how we turned a nightmare camping trip into the ultimate payback. I'm Mary. At the time, I was working in a small traveling partnership with two of my closest friends, Todd and Megan. We were performers working shows across the region, which meant we basically lived out of an RV. And then there was Santo, our new intern. He was paid, but you'd never guess it from the way he acted, like we owed him a 5-star resort on top of everything. We had warned him so many times, this show was going to be rough. The organizers had overbooked the campsite, and instead of being near all the hookups, water, electricity, sewage, we were shoved into the middle of an empty field. No services, just grass, mud, and us. 3 weeks of making do with a generator, shower houses across the field, and the occasional bailout from my parents who lived nearby. It wasn't glamorous, but for us it was doable. But Santo? Santo treated it like we had dragged him into the apocalypse. Conflict escalation, Santo's endless complaints. From the very first day he complained, "It's too hot. This work is too hard. Why isn't the RV hooked up yet?" It was like a constant buzzing mosquito in your ear, impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Todd, Megan, and I had this unspoken rule: when things go wrong, you laugh about it, you make it fun. We'd been through flat tires, canceled shows, even one RV flood, and always survived with inside jokes and duct tape. But Santo wasn't laughing. He was dragging all of us down with his sour mood. By the end of the first week, every time he opened his mouth, my stomach clenched. I wanted to scream, "We told you this wasn't a luxury trip. You signed up for this." It all came to a head one night after a long, grueling day of setting up. The sky broke open. Rain hammered down like buckets being dumped from the heavens. Thunder shook the ground, and the field turned into a swamp in minutes. We were soaked, exhausted, and just wanted to collapse inside the RV with some dry clothes. That's when Santo announced, like a king issuing a command, "I want a shower. When are you hooking up the water to the RV?" I swear, Todd and I just stared at each other for a solid 5 seconds. Hook up the water? In this mud pit? With no connections for miles? That's when Todd's face changed. A little spark. A mischievous grin spreading across his face. I knew that look. This was the moment. Without missing a beat, Todd said deadpan, "As soon as someone climbs onto the roof to open the water collection cistern." Santo blinked. "What cistern?" Megan chimed in, perfectly casual. "The rainwater cistern. You know, for when you're camping without hookups. Collects water so you can still shower." Now, in reality, there was no cistern. None. Just an old crank in the bedroom ceiling for the RV's TV antenna. But oh, did we sell that story. I leaned in, lowering my voice like I was sharing a secret. "You've never noticed the crank in the roof? That's how you switch it, hose water or cistern water. We've just never had to use it before." The beauty of it? Santo had no idea how RVs actually worked. He'd been with us barely 2 weeks. And by now, he was so desperate for comfort he was willing to believe anything. He argued back and forth for a while, suspicious at first. But Megan, bless her, layered on the trust me voice like a professional con artist. Finally, Santo sighed, kicked off his shoes, and rolled up his pant legs like some tragic hero about to face destiny. And then he opened the RV door. The storm hit him instantly. Sheets of rain plastered his shirt to his back. Wind whipped his hair in every direction. And still, he trudged out into the mud, looking for a way to climb onto the RV roof. Before he went too far, he turned back, squinting through the downpour. "You guys aren't screwing with me, right? There's really a cistern up there?" For a moment, I thought he might actually do it, climb up onto the roof in the pitch black, with rain pouring like a waterfall, just to open a fake water tank. And maybe that was too far, even for us. So before he could break his neck on the ladder, Todd called out, "Hey, Santo, how's that shower working out for you?" Silence. Then realization. Then rage. Santo stomped back inside, dripping mud and rainwater all over the floor, looking like a drowned rat. We were laughing so hard tears streamed down our faces. And Santo? He sulked for the rest of the night, muttering about immature jerks. But you know what? After that, he complained a lot less. Almost like he realized we weren't going to just sit back and let him drag us down anymore. The sweetest part wasn't just the prank itself. It was watching Santo finally shut up for once. He never fully admitted we got him, but the silence was better than gold. For the rest of the trip, whenever he started whining, one of us would just casually say, "Want us to open the cistern for you?" He'd glare. We'd grin. And peace would return. Looking back, yeah, we were jerks that night. But honestly, Sometimes, when someone refuses to listen, refuses to adapt, and just makes everyone else miserable, a little playful payback is exactly what balances the scales. Karma doesn't always come on its own. Sometimes you have to encourage it. So what do you think? Did Santo deserve it, or were we too harsh? Let me know in the comments below. And if this story gave you a laugh, hit that like button and subscribe for more of the most satisfying revenge stories on the internet. Because trust me, this was just one of many.